The Hispanic Democratic Caucus is upset about the GOP video where they are doing fear-mongering. And in one of the shots, in one of the pictures towards the end of the video, they show Obama meeting with the Hispanic Caucus in the middle of Hugo Chavez meeting and bowing to the Saudi king. And they say, why is that necessary? So let's see, you're seeing the video right there. And they got Guantanamo Bay, and they got a Taliban guy, and they showed pieces of 9/11. That's Michael Hayden defending the torture tactics and saying we've got crucial information from it. So the whole theme of this is scare, fear, the terrorists are coming, and the bad guys are coming, and Obama's in league with them. So at the end, when he's meeting with the Hispanic Caucus of the Congress, of the Democrats, the caucus rightfully or interestingly says, why are we in this video? Should people be scared of us? And they are. So there's a Saudi king,
Chavez, there,
and there's a Hispanic caucus in between bombs and 9/11 and Chavez.
It's a national security piece.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
see, that's really interesting because when we showed you that video yesterday, that's the one shot that in my mind I thought, what the hell's that doing in there? Like, because they're showing all these things, right? And he's laughing with Biden, I get it. But they boom, and they spent some time on that, and I swear to you, I thought, who are those guys? And why are they in there, and why is this a scary shot?
Yeah, you wouldn't know that's the Hispanic Caucus.
And it turns out it is. And now it's a real interesting question. As I don't think it's a clear-cut case at all. Did they mean to put it in there because it's the Hispanic Caucus? John Boehner says, hell no, of course. He said, look, we had a shot with him and Biden and him with Democratic Caucus. And so we're just trying to make fun of Democrats here and say that they're all trouble.
No.
What do you think?
No chance. No chance.
They put that in as the Hispanic Caucus?
Yeah, I mean, the shot of Biden laughing, you're trying to make fun of Obama and Biden. I got that.
Mm-hmm.
What other shot is there with Democrats?
They claim that there's a shot of him speaking to the Democratic Caucus, which I think there is
okay,
very
but I
briefly.
mean, that's fine. That's...
Mm-hmm. My thing is it obvious that those guys are Hispanic? Is that some sort of, am I not
it's
hearing
obvious,
that dog whistle?
It's obvious they're not white. I don't know it's obvious that they're, comes right after Hugo Chavez. No, those guys are ethnic.
And they spent, and I'll tell you this, again, I'm a little split on it, but yesterday, it's the reason that picture stuck out to me is because, one, it didn't seem to make any sense in the middle of those other scary pictures, and two, they actually spent a fraction of a second longer on that picture. They zoomed in on it, right? It wasn't like the Democratic Caucus, which I missed. Like, it was boom, boom. I even missed Biden in that.
Well, the Democratic Caucus, obviously, is if he was speaking to both chambers, we're talking about 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, you can't, this is... the Latino caucus is, I don't know, however many members it is, but it's much smaller, obviously, 30, I don't know, maybe more.
Yeah. And so I want to do a TYT Supreme Court on it. What do we think? Look, boom, zoom.
If you wanted to make your point, what I would think is there'd be a picture of him huddling with Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
That would...
All right, so racist or not racist? Intended... Yeah. Or not intended? I
mean, subtly. It's just to show that he's not one of us. So you want to call that racist, and I'm not sure I do, because I don't like that word. I mean, I want to save it for Jay Severin, who's a racist. I don't know. I mean, it's intended to show he's not white. He's not one of us. You can't trust him, white people. White Republicans, you can't trust him. Well, when I say white Republicans, of course, I mean Republicans.
Now, my ruling on it is this. I don't think it's clear enough to call it racist. Is it racialist, as Ali G would say?
Yeah.
It appears to be some racial angle.
I, by the way, think that's a really important distinction. Are you playing on racial fears and stereotypes? Yeah. It's really subtle. It's a very small shot.
Yeah.
But does that make the people who did it racist, like the way that Jay Severin is? No.
See, and you have to know something about the editing process here. Because as you edit a video, we know because we edit a lot of videos, you make choices. And they had a conversation at some point, do we include this shot? Why do we include this shot? Do we zoom in on the faces? Why do we zoom in? Do we spend an extra couple of seconds? You might think like, oh, come on, they didn't have that conversation. But you have to understand when you're putting together a video, it's not like it's already pre-designed. You have to go and select a clip and put it in for a purpose, right? So knowing that, was it intended? Which is, in my mind, the primary question. I say guilty. Yes, intended. So there shouldn't be any official action. Okay, I don't even know what the official action would be. We don't necessarily stamp races on their foreheads. But what you do is you take note and you say, oh, okay. And if I'm a Hispanic American, is that the party that's welcoming me or a little scared of me? And that answer seems to be a little obvious.